bit about ESY and how it supplements your income. Also about 401k benefits, kind of all over the board, the politics of teaching. I interviewed two teachers. I interviewed a high school teacher, Rebecca Zwaber. She's been teaching for 8 years. Not all special education. She did a little bit of regular education along the way. I also interviewed Ginny Running, who is an elementary teacher in Prior Lake, and she's actually been at that school district the entire time she's been working, and she's always done special education. So both Rebecca and Ginny got hired for the first job they applied for. They must have some mad skills, because we've been told that we have to fill out probably a dozen applications, and we've been told that they take over an hour to complete. So some advice that I received is to save your answers when you're filling out your teaching applications, because a lot of districts have similar answers, and you're going to wish you'd saved something if it's asked again. So save your answers in a Word document so you can kind of mold and refine, and hopefully you will get your first job just like they did. Rebecca got hired for the first job she applied for. How did she do that? First, she sold herself to the school. What ended up happening is that the school tried to sell them to her. I guess they loved her so much they gave her a tour around the building and offered her the job on the spot. So how does she do that? She told me that you need to dress professional, brush up on your special education laws, do a little bit of research about the district that you're applying for. Also, what should you never do? Never ask about salary. But who would do that? We're not in it for the money, right? Jeannie, who also got her first job, advised everybody to know where you're going if you're going to interview for a job. Know where to park, know where to walk in, know who to check in with for your interview. She also said to practice answering questions with someone you trust, maybe someone from our program or a teacher, just so that you feel more comfortable being on the spot while you're interviewing. Ginny also said that there might be a question that you can't answer during your interview. Her advice for us is to be honest. Tell the principal or the person that you're interviewing with that you are not afraid to seek out answers to questions that you do not know, that you are not afraid to ask for help. The truth is that nobody's perfect, and even these principals and school representatives that are hiring us, nobody expects perfection. How long is an interview? Are they tiered? Rebecca, I think, got a little lucky because all of her interviews, she said she just had one interview. It was always with one person, and they were only about 35 minutes. Ginny, on the other hand, when she was interviewing, she said she had to meet with the administrator first, and then she met with the school principal, and eventually she got to meet about everybody. There was a round table full of people, so she had to go through an interviewing tiered process. So I guess it could be different at every single school. Just expect that maybe it could be as easy as one person, one time, or multiple times with multiple people. Tell me the procedures of an IEP meeting. What do you know about student confidentiality? How do you help a child that is escalated? These are all questions that Rebecca was asked during her interview, so make sure you know them. In Ginny's interview, she was asked about assistive technology. She was asked about behavior modification, so positive behavior supports her knowledge in that area. She was asked about differentiation, and she was asked how she would set up her program when she started. Ginny brought her special education portfolio to her interview, which if you wanted to bring your portfolio that we just did for our autism class, that would probably be a good resource to share. She brought it and she felt confident about it, although the person she interviewed with never even looked at it. And then Rebecca, she brought 3 letters of positive recommendation. She feels that the school really wants to get a feel for who you are and a feel for the compatibility that you would have with the job you're applying for and then you as a person. Janie says she remembers her first day being a blur and how she heavily relied on the paras who pretty much knew the kids inside and out, which is all that you need to do when you start to be a teacher. You need to organize your classroom, of course, and work and plan, but just do the best you can to group the kids, figure out their levels, figure out how to organize your day, and understand that you'll always need a plan B and that no day, no matter how many years you've been teaching, is ever going to go perfect. Rebecca was also really nervous for her first day. She did a lot of planning. She said she actually planned a little too much just so she wouldn't run out of work to do on her first day. She made a lot of phone calls to previous teachers of her students so she could understand more of where they were coming from. She had parents and students come into class to meet her before school started so that everybody was acquainted, and she really tried to get to know her paraprofessionals right away. As starting teachers, we are probably going to make between $30,000 and $35,000 our first year. That is just in a comparison for Prior Lake and Lakeville, because those are the two teachers I talked to. But I was really excited about the benefit packages that we're going to get. Very affordable health insurance. Health insurance is right now free or very little money, like less than $10 a month. And then coverage plus one, if you were married or have a child, then that is also very reasonable. They do match a 401k once you're tenured, so I've been told. You can add to it. It's called a 403b though. It's not a 401k, at least in Prior Lake, where Jenny is from. And she doesn't believe that you can, or that they will match it until you are tenured. So, yeah, we are in good shape. I hope you're excited. Okay, that's it. You can stop laughing at me now. My video's over. I hope I answered the questions thoroughly enough for you. I know the answers. I really appreciated the answers, and now I feel a lot more confident going into the interviewing process and more comfortable with becoming a